Stephen Mbite. A very good morning, Stephen.
Yes, good morning to you, Chris. This is Rugogo. I'm coming to you from the multipurpose hall because today is a very important day for the parents, the P7 candidates who sat for their PLE in 2023. And because today they are going to be knowing the fate, whether those first choices, the second choices, the schools that they requested, they form the field to be part of as they enter senior one. They are going to be knowing whether those schools have yes admitted them or not. And this is just the selection day that's so important for them to understand as they begin their secondary school journey. And behind me you can see different head teachers, teachers, and from representatives of different schools are already inside this building to do that selection, that placement. If you're a parent, if you're a student, if you are someone who is concerned about your education, this is so important for you because you're going to know how many students government allocated to your school. If it's a private one and you're also operating the secondary school, universal secondary school education, or if you're a city school, you're also going to be knowing how many government is allocating you, how many students government will be paying for in your secondary school. Let me speak to some of them. Here is Sacred Heart School. Good morning to you, sir.
I'm fine, sir. Good morning.
Just tell us how many students are you looking at the meeting and how many cut-off points are you looking at?
Yeah, Sacred Heart Mshanga is formed in Shema. We have been allocated 300 students. So our cutoff is 8.
Cutoff 8.
Yes.
But these cutoff points, don't they limit the student comes, gives you as a first choice a school, but then you limit them, they put their trust in you as a school. Is it really fair to come up and say we're going to do cutoff what 6 or 2 or rather 6 or 12 or 8? Is it fair? The grading.
It may not be fair, but given the facilities we have on ground, we cannot take on, because for example, over like 1,500 had applied to join Sacred Heart Mshanga, but because of the limited facilities, we cannot take all of them. So we shall actually go with the 300. But it is unfair, but if the resources can allow, maybe we can expand the facilities to take more. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can see also Bolgatanga Girls Secondary School here, getting ready, settling in. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
I'm okay.
My name is Akena Simon Peter. Yes.
And looking at the quality of education, the performance of the PLE, the students who start for PLE, how is this going to affect or concern them from your grading system here? Or your placements here?
It has not affected much. When I can see, we have been allocated 240 students, and our cut-off is 7 aggregates. Yes.
And 7, looking at Bolgatanga, the one you know, many girls want to join Bolgatanga, but now 7 would be really not so good for many of them. Many of them will be left out.
Yeah, sure. They have to be left out because the facility is dictating. They give according to the facility we have at school. So if the capacity is that's our capacity for S1, and that's where we stop.
Looking at the quality of education and the performance, what needs to be done to improve our learning, the learning of this, as the schools prepare to open? What should be done in schools across, not only for Bolgatanga, but also across the country? What should be done to improve the study?
At which level?
At senior one, at O level.
At O level?
Now we're talking about O level.
O level. Is the performance bad?
Of course, we've been talking about curriculum review, looking at improving our education, not only for Bolgatanga, I'm talking about generally. What do you think as a teacher?
Yes, curriculum review has taken place. And right now, as we talk, the examination-oriented curriculum it is gone off. It has ended with the last year's senior 4. Now we have entered, the current senior 4s are coming for the new curriculum. And there is no parameter we can say the students are performing poorly because they are yet in that curriculum. Unless they sit and we see the result, then we can say they are performing.
The reason that's why I'm asking you this is because some people say let's deal away with the PLE. For example, I'll tell you Dr. Lawrence Mugange, University Vice Chancellor, is saying let's deal away with PLE. And some people are saying that when we're talking about assessment of the learners, these examinations, someone could have sat when he's sick, he or she is sick. Does it really bring out the abilities, the capabilities of that student?
That one is, it may not bring out the capability of the student because this is like on-spot kind of examination. But the review has to take time to study. And I believe, as you were saying, you might be directing the question to a wrong person because I'm not in primary.
Yes, but I know you are part of the but you are part of the education system. Let me speak to a lady also because she's also here. She's busy. Naale High School. Good morning to you, lady.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Stephen, and your name?
Margaret Nabde.
Okay, Margaret, looking at our learning, I know you are now busy looking at those who will be taking in as Naale, but some people are saying that let's deal away with the PLE as we talk about in the new curriculum, the assessment, what should be done to improve our learning as students in the senior one, improving education in our country.
Now with the current lower curriculum, we are now going, the whole O-level is entirely under we call it CBC, competence-based curriculum, where we have continuous assessment as well as the summative one that comes at the end of the cycle. So it is all necessary because without any form of assessment, the learners may not take studies very seriously. Yes. Okay, and as in Naale High School, how many are you looking at? I'm talking about the aggregates. What would be the cutoff points? Our cutoff point is 12. 12. At least that is be fair to bring in more students at least. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for speaking to us from Naale. Let me speak, maybe would be either the last one or the second last. This is Bujaga, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Okay, I can see you're already busy filling in now. You're already at 22.
Yeah.
And how many are you looking at in taking?
They have given us 210 students to be admitted in senior one. Yeah. And
those will be on the government sponsorship?
Yeah, because this one is a GS school. So for students, but we charge some small amount for food and other necessities, but it is a entirely GS school.
Yeah. And as the schools prepare to reopen official on Monday, what needs to be done to improve our learning in schools? I know you've been talking about capitation grants and also issues of the facilities, but from where you sit, as a school administrator, what do you think needs to be done, especially for these public schools, to improve the learning of our students?
Usually now, since they have given us very many students, accommodation is not enough, so I request the government to give us more structures, to send more teachers to handle these students, prepare for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. The name is again?
My name is Tumhimsa Jackson Chubanda.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. Now, if you still have some time there, let me also try to speak to one other school that is Kinoni GS Secondary School is also here. As you can see, many school administrators are coming in, and there will be, we expect over 2,500 schools. Those are public schools, private schools, but also those seed schools that are here to do the selections and the placements to understand how many government has allocated them, how many are they ready to take in. And as Kinoni GS Secondary School, how are you looking at, first of all, the reopening of this new term and the general performance of the pupils who start for PLE?
Yes, the general performance is fair because we have managed to get those people with 13. The topmost is 13 for our list.
Okay. That is slightly after first grade. But for you, Kinoni, that is in the side of Butamba, right?
Rwampara district. It is in Rwampara district.
Okay, Rwampara. How in Rwampara, what are the issues that are affecting education that you think that if they're worked upon, the learning of these students will be improved, especially at the O level, which we are not talking about?
The problem is the school. The school fees structures. The parents are failing to raise the amount, and most of the pupils are being sent home to look for fees, and they waste a lot of time. They cannot concentrate on studies. They can spend there a week, and then they have to lose a lot. Another problem is the welfare at school. Some schools are not providing meals for their pupils, and that can also affect their learning.
And then some schools are not admitting and not even allowing some students or parents who have cleared 100% of the school fees, or even those who have not paid 50%. I know the economic times are hard, but what would you tell other parents or even school administrators as schools reopen?
For Kinoni girls, we have been giving them some good time. When they bring half of the required amount, we allow them to go home and look for the remaining amount just for 1 month. Then after a month, we just raise them and tell them to come back and see us.
Thank you. Your name is?
Ario Rabani, the Director of Studies, Kinoni Girls Secondary School.
Thank you so much. Now, let me move to the mountains because I know students going to the mountainous areas sometimes it's challenging for especially those who have gone through hard times in school during the holidays. But this is Bubulo Girls High School. I believe this is coming from the eastern side.
Exactly, it is.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, how are you?
I can see now you're already at number 30, number 20 something there, 22 already.
Yes,
how many have you been told to admit?
We have been given 200 number.
And the school has the capacity of holding how many?
About 300.
300. Okay, and as we open this first term, what would you advise government, but Ministry of Education, but also the parents and the teachers on what they need to do as first term begins?
They must, first of all, as parents, they must support their girl children. For us, we are teaching only girls in Bolgatanga Girls High School. And on the side of government, let it supply schools with materials, study materials. We don't have them. The sample materials they were giving us, especially the teaching materials, are inadequate. Especially when you look at the numbers that we are admitting. A school may have only 5 copies of each learning material, and yet the girls in the classes are very big. You fail to teach using this new lower secondary curriculum where each learner is expected to do on her own, to read when the facilitator is there.
Okay, very finally, those who are learning, but they are girls usually have some issues to deal with, challenges to deal with, like early pregnancies, but some of them went through hard times during COVID, first of all during COVID times, but also during the holidays. Coming back with these challenges, how should they be handled, not only for Bubulo, but also in other schools?
What I know is, in all schools we have senior women teachers who handle girls with their issues. You know, as they grow up, they are affected by very many factors. So these senior women teachers, if they are there, they must play their role. They must guide these girls. They must ensure these girls remain in school and learn. Because ours in particular are properly guided. We have very few cases of pregnancies realized in them, and that's the reason I'm encouraging other schools to also embrace.
Thank you, Mr.
Kauka Apollo
from Bubulo. All right, thank you so much. That is Bubulo Girls High School, and I told you many schools and other administrators are coming in here. We expect the Minister of Education and Sports, who could also delegate the Minister of State, to officially open this selection for Senior 1 students that will be joining secondary school come 19th of February. And we know that there are over 2,500 schools which will be filling this hall. Stephen Imbidon Fefeswe Chibuga with Stephen Chibuika here on camera. We say thank you so much for being a part of Morning at NTV. We take you back to the studios.